Someone unalived in my car? I bought a used car and didn't look too closely at the ceiling and seat. It looks like there's blood splatter, and there are holes they patched. Sheesh, it's okay. That's just some Dr. Pepper, nothing to worry about. While the splatter pattern might look alarming, it is almost certainly from a soda can that was shaken and then opened, spraying the dark, reddish-brown soda all over the car's interior. The patched holes are likely just the result of someone trying to scrub the sticky soda stains out of the fabric headliner, which can damage the material. It is a very common type of stain to find in a used car. My toilet and bathtub drain are gurgling. First thing in the morning, no one has used it. Water is splashing out onto the floor. Flushing doesn't stop it. What do I do? Are you in an apartment? This looks like a shared drain is blocked, and someone is plunging further up or down the line. In an apartment building, the drain lines are all connected. If there is a clog in the main vertical stack, and someone on a floor above you flushes their toilet or takes a shower, the wastewater has nowhere to go and can be forced back up through the drains in your lower level apartment, causing the gurgling and splashing. You need to contact your building's maintenance or a plumber immediately. Found in the woods at a Halloween party. I came across 2 of these items with pipes running from one to the other over approximately 300 to 400 feet. This is in rural Ohio. Is this for pumping oil out of the ground? That's an orphaned oil well. What you are seeing is the pump jack, the horse head that bobs up and down, and the well head. However, whatever drove the pump has been removed, and the rest has been abandoned. This is a problem all across the USA. Once the oil has been extracted and the well is no longer profitable, the company that owned it will often shut down to avoid having to pay to properly plug and cap the well, leaving behind this orphaned and potentially polluting equipment. What are these? Weird things on very old buildings. Those are old insulators for power lines. Before modern, multi-conductor service cables became the standard, electrical power was brought to a building as a series of individual, uninsulated wires. These ceramic or glass insulators, known as knobs or spools, were mounted on the side of the building. The individual wires were then tied to these insulators. This kept the bare wires securely in place and prevented the electrical current from shorting out to the building. They are a very common feature on buildings from the early era of electrification. Weird balls in honey. It was only after eating some pancakes that I noticed these weird orbs. What are they? The sugar is separating from the water and creating crystals. This is a completely natural process called crystallization. Honey is a supersaturated solution of sugars. Over time, especially if it is stored at a cool temperature, the glucose can begin to crystallize out of the solution, forming these solid, granular balls. This is especially common in raw, unprocessed honey. The honey is not spoiled. You can gently heat the jar in a warm water bath to dissolve the crystals and return the honey to its liquid state. What is it? Found under a rock I was moving in my backyard. It wasn't moving, and I was too icked to touch it. It's a very freaked out slug. Slugs are terrestrial gastropod mollusks, essentially snails without a shell. They thrive in cool, damp, dark places, so finding one under a rock is a very common occurrence. When they are disturbed or feel threatened, they will often contract their body into a tight, compact shape and remain motionless, which is what this one is doing. It is a common and harmless garden creature. This is a toy from a trunk or treat. I found this in my kid's Halloween bucket. What is it? It's like a frisbee launcher. You put the disc in the middle, press on the sides, and boom, there goes the frisbee toy. This is a simple mechanical toy. The launcher has a spring mechanism. By pressing the disc down into the launcher, you engage the spring. Pressing a button or the sides of the launcher then releases the spring, which launches the small plastic disc into the air, making it spin like a frisbee. It's a common, inexpensive toy for party favor bags. Found this in the sand. It's fairly heavy for its size, so we assume it's lead. It's a gray object, not the penny used for scale. Any ideas what it is? What you found is a lead bullet. Specifically, the blunt nose style like this is known as a wad cutter. Wad cutter bullets are designed with a flat or nearly flat front. Their primary purpose is for target shooting. When the bullet passes through a paper target, it cuts a very clean, perfectly round hole, which makes scoring the target much easier and more accurate. While they are sometimes used for small game hunting, their main application is on the shooting range. Its lead construction explains the weight, and it was likely fired at a target near where you found it. This is a measuring cup, but the finder mainly wants to know what time period it's from. It seems to have a seal-type thing on the lip. It was a gift from a customer. This is a part from a vintage Homelite brand gas can. Homelite is a well-known manufacturer of outdoor power equipment like chainsaws. This small cup would have been part of the gas can assembly, likely serving as a measuring cup for adding the correct amount of two-stroke oil to the gasoline, which is required for many of their older engines. The seal-type thing on the lip would ensure a snug fit when it was stored or used. Based on the design, it's likely from the mid-20th century, a classic piece of vintage power equipment memorabilia. This is an insulated metal container. It was found in a house we recently purchased, and we're not sure what it's for. What is this? This is a furnace for melting metal, often used by hobbyists for metal casting. The insulated container is the body of the furnace. To use it, you would place a crucible, which is a high-temperature ceramic pot, inside. You then place the metal you want to melt, like aluminum or brass, into the crucible. The furnace is then heated, often with a propane torch inserted into a hole in the side, until the metal becomes liquid. The molten metal is then poured from the crucible into a mold. It is a piece of home foundry equipment. What is this spoon used for? I'm working at a restaurant, and this spoon popped up. It's smooth, so the cut looks very intentional. It's a roux spoon. A roux is a mixture of fat and flour that is cooked together and used as a thickening base for sauces, soups, and gumbos. The flat, blunt end of this spoon is a key design feature. It is necessary to reach all the corners and edges of the pot, allowing the cook to constantly stir the roux to prevent it from sticking to the pan and burning, which would ruin the flavor. It is a specialized and essential tool for many classic culinary preparations, especially in French and Creole cooking. I found this yesterday while hiking a trail that leads to an abandoned mine. It was in the remains of an old shed that burned down. My guess is this is a communion cup or dessert wine. This is a pink grape salt and pepper shaker set. The link to the eBay listing shows the complete set. This is a small, decorative set of glass salt and pepper shakers from the mid-20th century, designed to look like a small bunch of grapes. They would have come with a small caddy or stand. They are a common and collectible piece of vintage kitchenware. Its discovery near an old mine is likely just a coincidence. It was probably part of the household items in the shed that burned down. What is this hole in my fireplace? This might be the hole for the damper handle. A fireplace damper is a metal plate located in the chimney, just above the firebox. It is used to close off the chimney when the fireplace is not in use, to prevent heated air from inside the house from escaping up the chimney. This hole would have been where the handle or the lever that is used to open and close that damper was located. The handle itself is now missing. Can someone please help? I have no idea what this is, and I'm freaking out. I found this in my beef and only noticed after I ate it all. It's rubbery and thick. What if it's a tapeworm? This looks like an artery. It is not a tapeworm. An artery is a blood vessel, and they have thick, elastic, and somewhat rubbery walls to withstand the pressure of the blood flow. When an animal is butchered, it is common for a piece of a large artery, or another blood vessel, to remain in the cut of meat. While it might be unappetizing to find, it is a perfectly normal and harmless part of the animal's circulatory system, not a parasite. I saw this metal thing embedded in the sidewalk in New Orleans. What is this thing? There were several surrounding a home. This is a boot scraper. Before streets were paved, they were often muddy. These simple but effective devices, typically made of cast iron and set into the sidewalk or a step at the entrance to a house, were used to scrape the mud and muck from the soles of one's boots or shoes before entering the home. They are a very common and charming historical feature to find at the entrance of older homes, a relic of a time before clean, paved streets were the norm. This is a thing above an apartment door. These were installed above every door in my building, but no one knows what they are. This is a Corning-branded fiber optics connection bit for an MDU, multi-dwelling unit. This is part of the infrastructure for a fiber optic internet installation in an apartment building. This small box, or plate, located above the door of each unit, is the demarcation point where the main fiber optic cable running through the building's hallway is connected to the individual fiber line that runs into that specific apartment. It is a modern piece of telecommunications hardware. What is in my banana? It's very woody and dry. This looks like a fungus called nigrospora that is sometimes found in bananas. This fungus can infect the banana plant and can cause a condition known as black center syndrome, or black heart, where the central core of the banana fruit becomes discolored, fibrous, and dry. While it is visually unappealing, the fungus is not known to be harmful to humans, but it certainly ruins the taste and texture of the banana. Found this on my floor. It's light and plastic, and almost looks like a reflex hammer. I'm not sure where it came from. What is it? It's a little hammer for a game where you knock out the honeycomb-shaped pieces. The link provided shows a game often called Don't Break the Ice, or a similar variation. The game consists of a frame with interlocking plastic blocks, the honeycomb, and a small figure balanced on top. Players take turns using this small plastic hammer to knock out one block at a time. The player who makes the central figure fall is the loser. It's a classic children's game of suspense and skill, and this is just the hammer from the set. This is a weird print on a window. It's on the 3rd floor of a hospital, and the windows do not open. The print is on the outside. There's an identical print slightly above it. What could have caused this? The commenter had one on the 9th floor of a hotel and assumed it was from the window washers. This is a very plausible explanation. Professional window washers who work on high-rise buildings often use large, powerful suction cups as handholds or as anchor points for their equipment as they move across the face of the building. The circular print is the mark left behind by the rubber edge of one of these suction cups. The identical print above it would be from the next position they moved to. I saw this thing at a house showing and have no clue what it is. They are 2 figures and some kind of decoration. What are they doing? I wanted to say shoe service, but the one with the bolt throws that out. The theme is baseball. These are stylized, abstract sculptures of baseball players. One figure appears to be a batter, and the other might be a catcher or an umpire. The use of nuts, bolts, and other hardware to create the figures is a style of folk art, or found object sculpture. The artist has cleverly used these industrial materials to represent the forms of the players. They are a unique, handmade piece of decorative art with a baseball theme. What is this movie? I got sucked in at a bagel shop and need to see how it ends. The movie is Adventures in Zambezia, a 2012 computer-animated film. The commenter's little brother was obsessed with it and made them watch it over and over. The story follows a young, adventurous falcon named Kai, who leaves his remote home to travel to the bustling bird city of Zambezia, located on the edge of Victoria Falls. There, he discovers the truth about his origins and learns the importance of community as he helps to defend the city from a giant lizard and his marabou stork minions. It's a fun, family-friendly animated adventure. This is a mystery item shipped in a box containing bone conductor headphones. It's a little silicone strap. It isn't mentioned in the instruction booklet. What is it? You use this to adjust the headphone band to fit your head. Bone conduction headphones have a rigid band that goes around the back of the head. For people with smaller heads, this band can be a bit loose. This small silicone strap is used to cinch up the band, taking up the extra slack and providing a snugger, more secure fit. As the commenter notes, these things usually never come in handy, but that is their intended purpose. Who is this figure? While unboxing a lot of Ghostbusters prototypes, this prototype popped out. Does anyone know who this could be? He looks like a low-quality Miles Edgeworth to me. Miles Edgeworth is a major rival character from the popular Ace Attorney video game series. This appears to be a very rough, unpainted prototype or a bootleg action figure. The commenter notes that with its generic anime-style features, you could probably paint it to look like a lot of different characters, but the sharp suit and the specific hairstyle are very reminiscent of the famous fictional prosecutor. Fish are attacking this pink disc with holes in it. What is it? I've never seen anything like this before at a pet store. It's food. It's supposed to last for days while you're away. This is a vacation feeder block for an aquarium. It is a dense, slow-dissolving block of fish food. You place it in your tank before you leave for a vacation. Over several days, the block slowly breaks down, releasing small particles of food for your fish to eat. The holes might be to help it dissolve at a controlled rate. It's a convenient way to ensure your fish are fed while you are away from home. If anyone can give me the year, make, and model of this vehicle, that would be greatly appreciated. It's related to a missing persons case. Police are having trouble figuring out the vehicle. The commenter's advice is the best course of action. Try cross-posting to R cars. While R what is it is great for identifying objects, there are other subreddits with incredibly specialized knowledge. The community at R cars, and especially R what is this car, are renowned for their almost supernatural ability to identify the precise year, make, and model of a vehicle from even the most blurry or obscure images. For a time-sensitive and important request like this, leveraging that specialized community is the fastest way to get an accurate answer. Spotted from a distance at a petting zoo. Google Images suggests it's a type of deer, but that seems unlikely based on US laws. This is a Patagonian mara. They are a large species of rodent, native to the arid regions of Argentina. They have long legs and long ears, which gives them a somewhat deer-like or rabbit-like appearance, but they are more closely related to guinea pigs and capybaras. They are a common and popular animal in zoos and petting zoos due to their unique appearance and generally docile nature. What is this under my kitchen cabinet? I was going to install a pull-down kitchen knife holder, and this clip thing is in the way. It doesn't appear to do anything. It holds the front frame of the cabinet on tight against the shelves. This is a type of cabinet hardware, a clip or a bracket, that is used to connect the face frame of the cabinet to the main cabinet box or the shelves. It provides structural support and ensures that the face frame, which is the front-facing part of the cabinet that the doors are hinged on, remains square and securely attached to the rest of the cabinet structure. While it might seem to do nothing, it is an important structural component. Found this in the fire alarm this morning after hearing a noise and seeing white debris on the rug below. The other fire alarms on the floor don't have it. The little rectangular cutout in the screw facing the hall is odd. The solution to this mystery is an auto-moderator comment, indicating the answer was found but is not included in the snippet. However, the description of noise and white debris from a fire alarm is a serious concern. This could be a sign of a malfunctioning device, perhaps a capacitor that has failed and vented its contents, the white debris. The odd screw might be a test button or a specific type of fastener. Given the potential safety implications, the best course of action would be to have the building's maintenance or a professional electrician inspect the device immediately. I just got this zip-up hoodie jacket because I thought the stripes looked cool, but then I started to wonder if they meant anything. I know sleeve stripes can denote certain things in the military or police. ChatGPT says it's purely aesthetic, and in this case, the AI is correct. While stripes on a uniform sleeve can indeed have specific meanings, such as rank or years of service, on a piece of casual fashion like a hoodie, they are almost always a purely decorative design element. The use of stripes on the sleeves is a classic design motif in sportswear and casual wear, often associated with athletic or varsity styles. There is no hidden meaning here. They are just for looks. What animal is this? This is from my toddler's Animals book, meant for 6-month to 1-year-olds. It's a Montessori picture-only book, with simple red, black, and white images. It's not a lion. That's a different picture. Gotta be a tiger. The distinctive stripes are the key giveaway. The simple, high-contrast, black, white, and red images are a hallmark of Montessori-inspired visual materials for very young infants, as these are the colors they can see most clearly. While the drawing is very simplified, the pattern of vertical stripes is the most iconic feature of a tiger, distinguishing it from a lion, which would be depicted with a mane. Found in a car, stuck under the handbrake. What is it? This looks like a pipe cleaning and packing tool. It is a multi-tool used by tobacco pipe smokers. It typically has three components that fold out: a tamper for tamping down the tobacco in the bowl, a reamer or a small spoon for scraping out the ash and residue after smoking, and a pick for clearing the airway of the pipe if it gets clogged. It's a classic and indispensable 3-in-1 tool for any pipe smoker. Should I be concerned about the water coming out of this? It still works. Yes, you should be concerned. The white pipe is the overflow or discharge pipe for the temperature and pressure (TMP) relief valve on your water heater. This valve is a critical safety device that is designed to open and release water if the temperature or the pressure inside the tank gets dangerously high. If water is coming out of it, it means the valve is doing its job, which indicates a serious problem with your water heater, like a failed thermostat, or the valve itself is faulty and needs to be replaced. You should call a plumber immediately. I found this at my grandma's house. She thinks it's some kind of boat. I'm guessing that the underlined parts are supposed to be put together to make a paddle wheel for a Mississippi boat. It makes a boat. Your guess is correct. This is a wooden model boat kit. The various pre-cut wooden pieces are the parts that you would assemble to build a model of a boat, and the design, with the parts for a paddle wheel, strongly suggests it is a model of a classic Mississippi riverboat or a stern wheeler. The picture provided in the link shows a completed model of a similar boat, confirming that these are the components of a model-making kit. What does this belong to? ChatGPT could not figure it out. I found it in my kitchen. It must be a part of some appliance. It goes to a trash can, apparently. The commenter provides a link to a Facebook post that identifies this object. It is likely a component from a modern, hands-free trash can, the kind that has a lid that opens with a foot pedal or a motion sensor. This plastic piece would be part of the internal linkage or the hinge mechanism that operates the lid. As the commenter wisely notes, ChatGPT can be worthless for these things. A reverse image search or a community of humans is often much more effective. I see this railway sign twice a day on my commute and would love to know what it means. The numbers at the bottom give the distance from the start of the line, which is often a major city like London. The distance is measured in miles and chains, an old surveyor's unit. The big number, 1222, indicates that this is the 1222nd structure of this type, like a bridge or a signal gantry, from the start of the line. The letters, RSJ, are not definitively identified, but could be an abbreviation for the type of structure or the line it's on. It is a location and identification marker for railway maintenance crews. What is it? We bought this out of curiosity at a second-hand shop. They didn't know exactly what it was used for either. Google says it's kitchenware. It's for making donuts, specifically a type of German or Austrian pastry called a Krapfen. This is a donut filler or injector. The device is a large syringe. You would fill the main body with jam, jelly, or a cream filling. You then insert the long, pointed nozzle into the side of a freshly fried, plain donut and press the plunger to inject the filling into the center. It is a specialized tool for making filled pastries. What is the cat holding on my kid's pajamas? A helium sandwich, a harmonica on a stick, a weirdly shaped TV, an ineffective paint roller? The answer is much more modern than those creative guesses. The cat is holding a selfie stick with a phone on the end and is taking a selfie. This is a very common and recognizable trope in modern cartoons and illustrations, showing characters engaging with contemporary technology. The cat is simply capturing a fun moment, just like a person would. Who is this actor? I have this image of him in my head, and I cannot put a name to it, so I drew him. It's tearing me to shreds not knowing who he is. The drawing, with its distinctive and perhaps slightly exaggerated eyebrows, is a very recognizable caricature of the English actor Will Poulter. He is known for his roles in a variety of films, including The Chronicles of Narnia, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, We're the Millers, The Maze Runner, and Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 Rouse, where he played Adam Warlock. His prominent eyebrows are one of his most defining and often commented upon facial features. What was the weirdest object for you? Let me know in the comments and share this to test your friends. If you love uncovering these mysteries, hit like and subscribe. Your support helps us find more curious explorers like you. Stay curious.